Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, "Can man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vigors. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Missouri, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code MACE, CAM, or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits with your first deposit and a free pick. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mase and Cam, and today we are joined with our analyst Maurice Claret.
Yo, Mo, what's good, man?
Everything, baby, everything.
What's up with your camera? Why your camera look better than mine?
I'm from Ohio.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, that's why. I like that.
Nigga, camera killer.
Yeah, and this microphone.
Camera.
Your shit got an echo wherever you at and all that microphone. You're not handling yourself like a professional like Mo, man. You're acting like a Floridian.
Oh? Oh?
Killer. His pause is way more square footage. That's where the echo is coming from. He's in a smaller space.
It must be new. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Slick talker.
The walls are vanilla. You're thinking about what color we want to make the house, man. He's in Ohio. Okay. I'm in Laguna Beach, man. It's different, killer.
I just left Laguna Beach. That's crazy. I just was in Laguna Beach last weekend, man. It's cold in Laguna Beach.
Man. Yeah, man. I let him have the cold, man.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I just warm in Ohio.
But his camera is crazy, Mo. What you doing over there, Mo?
Yeah, this is...
Listen to me. I told Cam before you got on the show, if ESPN called me up and they said be involved with the show, that I would show up like the best professional possible. So I'm treating my brothers the same way.
So you had to, wait to get the ESPN call to do this?
Yeah, you got to wait to the Freaky Network call you to the Freaky Network. See what you're doing. You got to wait to the Freaky Network call to get cameras and all that.
Nah, y'all ain't about to do me like that. If somebody else called me, look, you know how I go. When the brothers deal with the brothers, they be like, man, I'm going to just show up with niggas. You know what I mean? I'm just saying I'm showing up like the best professional possible out of respect for y'all. That's all I'm saying.
Look good.
Okay.
But I came to show my joint off this week too. Pause.
What is that?
Title down.
You see how Cam always talking about resilience?
Yeah.
He always talking about people telling you you're resilient. Well, over here in Titletown, Ohio, they actually gave me an award for being resilient. For all the mental health and addiction service work that I work with throughout people in Ohio. So being in Titletown, I thought I'd bring another title to the show.
Yo, that's
Mo.
That's dope, man.
That's for sure.
Nah, that's super dope. Yeah. Congratulations, Mo. That's fire, bro.
So
that's fire.
We're going to set this in the back.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Fire, Mo. Fire.
Appreciate it.
And then I saw that was presented to you from Ryan Day and his wife, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, super dope. So congratulations on everything, Maurice. We love to see it.
Titletown. That was really
fire.
A shot at Mase. That was really a shot at you, Mase, if you ain't.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, well, everybody else that win the trophy, they bring the title to Thanos, man. You got to bring the trophy to me, man. It's not a Titletown trophy if you don't bring it before Titletown, man.
Let me show you. That's what trophies look like, my brother.
Well, on the topic of Titletown, Mase, there's a team in particular who looks like they're trying to bring it home. So the KNICKS advanced to the Eastern Conference semifinals after eliminating the Pistons 116-113 in Game 6. Next, they will play the Celtics. So what is your message to Knicks fans? And then what are you guys' thoughts on the win? Maurice.
As a sports fan, as a basketball fan, just as a fan in general, this series, if you've been watching from the beginning, has been super competitive, super interesting, and it reminded me of old school basketball. Dudes playing hard pause, dudes playing competitive defense, like guys actually putting effort forward. And it's crazy. I was saying, man, if dudes in the NBA played like this all the time, like we would just appreciate it more. You know what I mean? I think that's why they create these gripes for themselves, because when you see dudes get serious and play, it becomes a competitive game and it's fun to actually watch. But one, I'm happy for the Knicks. Like I'm happy that they're winning and things are going right. I'm happy that they've had Bridges, and I forget how to say the other dude name, OG Anunoby. I butcher his name, but I keep on saying this to myself. I don't know how long that they can last with Jalen Brunson carrying the team the way he did. Because I remember watching him last year, and that was my first time really being hip to Jalen Brunson and watching him get busy and pause and watching him play. But I just say to myself, how long could you keep this up? Like, if you had to score 40 in Game 6 to close them out, like just the wear and tear on your body, the wear and tear on the team, and just that much productivity without having Karl Anthony Towns like sort of take the brunt of that load, being a bigger dude, and adding that force consistently. I just don't know how long they'll keep it up, but I was happy to see him win.
Yeah, I'm actually happy. I'm looking at this team. They firing on all cylinders. I'm still not ready to say I'm a Knicks fan. I'm still not ready to go on the record and say they win this next series, but they made all the necessary changes to win this game and to win this next series. When you think about it, right? They got Karl Anthony Towns, so that's going to be their replacement big man that they didn't have last year. They got Mikal Bridges, which is supposed to be that extra wing they need against the Celtics. We will find out, are they ready? We will find out next series, are they ready? They have no excuse. They got all the pieces, Killer, that they said they didn't have last time. And now, you know, even with OG and different people like that, it's time. It's a proof and moment. It's a reality moment. That's what I say for me. There's no more excuses.
Yeah, listen, what I'll say is this. The Pistons blew this whole series, to be honest with you. They was up in this game 7 points with like a little bit under 2 minutes left. Going into almost every fourth quarter, every game, they were up. I ain't gonna say every game, but they were up. And they blew the lead game after game after game. It shows the inexperience of the Pistons. They have time to get it right. I'm talking about in the future. They had a spectacular season compared to what they've done in the previous years. Bravo to them, but y'all really, really blew pause this series, man. Y'all was up every game going into the fourth just about and lost. It was just plain inexperience. That's first and foremost. Secondly, Knicks got everything as far as the starting five is concerned. Their bench, you believe in campaign consistently, murder or more? I don't know. I'm not sure if I can go with campaign consistently. McBride consistently, I don't know. I don't know why they don't play PJ Tucker. I have no idea what's going on with that. He has some experience. But I do like their starting five, but their bench is not as good as the Boston Celtics bench. And I think that may be the difference. Second thing, New York fans, do not call me. Don't call me for what y'all was supposed to do. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all were the 3 seed. They were the 6 seed. This is what you were supposed to do. This is not anything different from what you were supposed to do. I don't get, niggas call me, y'all niggas, you went to the second round last year. This was a phenomenal series. Mo is right, the series was phenomenal. But this is, y'all were supposed to win. And then niggas makes, you know what I'm saying, Murder? Niggas start making up shit that don't even make sense. I'm arguing with a nigga named Sin. He telling me they did better this year than they did last year. And I said, first of all, you didn't get past second round, but you talking about the regular season. They came in second place last year, seeding-wise. They came in third this year, seeding-wise. He's telling me that they did better last year. Pardon me, they did better this year than they did last year because they won more games this year than they won last year. I said, that's an improvement as far as winning games, but you're not at a higher seed. You're actually at a lower seed. Now, you just hating. You just hating. Hating? Yo, bro, you know how to count. It's 1, 2, 3. You were 2, then you were 3. Nah, but we won more games. We did better. If you're not in the second seed and you're in the third seed, I don't know how to explain it to him. He said, well, explain it. I said, this is the best I could do for you. And after this, I'm not arguing. Go argue with somebody else. I said, it goes like this, and the Olympics has gold, silver, and bronze. Last year, you won silver. This year, you won bronze. You may have ran faster this year than you ran last year, but it was somebody who ran faster than you ran faster than this year. So what are you talking about? He said, that's not a good example. You son knows. So I said, forget it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. This is the shit in New York. This is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. I think this is what I'm talking about. I think it was a phenomenal win for the Knicks. And out of everything I said, like I said, congratulations, y'all supposed to win. Whatever, we'll see what. Now, if y'all get past the Celtics, we're going to start talking some shit. That's a tall task. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Last thing I'll say about this is this, though. What I am willing to say is this. We have to put Jalen Brunson in the conversation of best point guard in the NBA after Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It just has to be a topic, man. We can sit there and say maybe Donovan Mitchell, but did Donovan Mitchell really play the point guard this year? Church pointed that out to me. He's like, Garland really was the point guard this year. Even though Donovan Mitchell can play point guard and he played point guard in Utah this year, he wasn't the point guard. Jalen Brunson had 15 points and he's like, he had a bad game. He had a bad game. As much as I love Steph Curry had 3 points one game about a week or two ago. 3 points? Jalen Brunson can't take no nights off, bro. He can't take no nights off. And like I said, when he has 15, we're up here killing him. Pause. He might be the number 2 point guard in the whole NBA right now, if you want to argue about it. 37, 35, 30, he had 40 piece last night. As good as Schroeder did off the bench, he was chicken, barbecue chicken, nigga. Jalen Brunson cooked Schroeder the whole series. Then they put Thompson on him. Thompson did a decent job, but he didn't stop him. And I'm not going to be blasphemous and get out of pocket by any stretch of the imagination. But that shit he did for the game winner was a little bit of Jordan on Russell for the championship. Because the nigga shook the nigga out of the frame, B. Yeah. Not only shook him out the frame, he didn't even go for the 2. Nigga said, I'm going to hit. The game was tied. He could have come out the screen and went to the basket. Shook the nigga out the screen, and then after that, hit the 3, my nigga. Jalen Brunson is number 2 point guard, maybe the number 3, depending on who your favorites are this particular season, man. We cannot argue about this. The kid is spectacular. The problem is he's with the Knicks. That's the only problem, man. Secondly, like I said, everything else, but back to Detroit, the little minor mistakes y'all made. I know y'all gonna think about this in off season and be like, damn, I fucked up. I just talked about this yesterday or the day before yesterday. It was a point where they was up 2 points. I don't remember which one. And I talked about out of bounds plays. I said, niggas don't know how to do out of bounds plays. What happens? They up 4 points. How do you let Karl Anthony Towns steal the ball on an out-of-bounds play and get a fast break dolo down the court? Matter of fact, it's down 2 because he missed the free throw. But the moral of the story is Just all playoffs, niggas don't know how to run out of bounds play. And then you don't get an out of bounds play right in the clutch. Come on, man. Y'all got to work on that. All these coaches. I'm blaming it on the coaches. They just think the niggas is professional and you should be able to get the ball in bounds. Obviously not. Congratulations to the Knicks. I'm looking forward to the next series. You know, Boston and New York, we have a history of not liking each other. It usually be with baseball more than anything else, but it's just Boston hates New York. I think New York hates Boston, and this all sports-wise for niggas take it somewhere else. But Boston hates New York, bro. If you go into a Boston arena, stadium, football field, you ask them, which city do you hate the most? They're all going to say New York. So this should be a goodie.
Yeah, that was a great take. And I'll just add on the flip side for the Pistons, they do also have a lot to look forward to in the future because they did make a lot of tiny mistakes that shouldn't have happened. But it shows next year you guys have a good foundation. So I would be excited. But Knicks definitely deserve that win. Like you said, that Jalen Brunson play was very, 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 very good. So in the comments down below, let us know who you guys think is the second best point guard.
Yeah, and then not only that, to add, this was an opportunity for Cade Cunningham to step up to potential superstar eventually. This keeps you at all-star level, Cade Cunningham, because it was they superstar against you. Who's on the rise to be a potential superstar. You fell in love with the three. You were 0 for 8 from 3. I kept saying, I was looking at TV like, why does he keep shooting this shit? He's off tonight. But you're 0 for 8 from 3. Not only that, you went to the basket and missed some key layups. Now, I know that they was double and triple teaming you. I seen it. But when you're the superstar of your team, you got to make adjustments and you got to make it happen. You can't depend on niggas. The nigga that I will give props to is Beasley. Off the bench, killed them. He was the only Piston with plus 17 when they played. Every other Piston that played was minus when they played. He came off the bench, gave them a spark. I felt he should have got more minutes. He only played 24 minutes. Maybe if he played more minutes, he would have got better results. But Cade Cunningham had an opportunity this game to step up. And Jalen Rose said, not on my watch.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson.
Fuck, it's all these Jalen's and niggas I keep. My bad, man.
There is mad Jalen's in the league.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson said, not on my watch.
Okay, so the Clippers, they beat the Nuggets 111-105. This series is tied. This was a crucial win for the Clippers. Maurice, who do you think has more to prove, the Clippers or the Nuggets?
I think by far it's the Clippers. And I want to see them do well just from the money invested and just all of that Steve Ballmer has tried to do to bring over to the Clippers. You know, for a long time, LA has been the whale out there in LA. I'm talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. And if the Clippers can somehow, some way, you know, take this moment in time with the Lakers being out and stealing, I want to say stealing the market share, but stealing some of that attention, and they can get it done and hopefully go all the way and make a championship run. Like, I would love to see him do it. But, you know, I'm rooting for Kawhi, I'm rooting for James. I want to see him get it done, you know, so I'm a fan of it. And I actually like all the comments. That has nothing to do with anything else, but I like all the comments that people are talking about in regards to the stadium. You know, next time I go to LA and if I have time, I want to visit, you know, the stadium out there at the Clippers. So I think the Clippers have more to prove, and I'm rooting for them to basically, you know, get it done.
Yeah, this series, it turns into whatever Joker shows up, you know. I can't give any of this credit to the LA Clippers. I know you could say I'm hating on them, but, you know, do we expect Kawhi to do well all the time? Do we expect James Harden to do well consistently, right? But it seems like if Joker didn't get a triple-double, this is the first time in a long time he didn't get a triple-double, and I don't know what that's about. But, you know, it would depend on which Joker shows up. It determines if they win this series or not. You know, if Joker comes in and be the Joker that we know, even with Kawhi playing well and James Harden playing well, it just won't be enough. Anytime a big man is dominant, that's gonna really take over a series. So, Joker, I hope you're listening to this. We need you to show up. Get the Clippers out of here, man. It's still Laker town.
This series, like Mase said, this is a great point. And I don't think it's just about the Joker. It's about which superstars show up on each night. You know, Jamal Murray, what he had, 47 in the last game? And you got the result that you got. 21 points is not going to get it. It's not. The Joker, like you said, look, we're sitting here mad at the Joker when he get 25, 8, and 7. That's a problem. That's just fucking ridiculous that this is the expectations that he set for himself, though. Then you get Michael Porter Jr., 5 points. He's not contributing. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's no consistency on either side. Then I said this yesterday before this game started in the morning when we came on. If we get the Kawhi Leonard that's been busting ass, 39-point Kawhi Leonard, if we get hungry James Harden, then the Clippers should win. Because everybody except outside of Dunn shot over 50% or over. Kawhi was 11 for 22. Zubac was 5 for 6. Harden 10 for 20. Norman Powell 9 for 15. Pardon me. And then you get 27 from Kawhi. You get 28 from James Harden. You get 10 rebounds from Kawhi. Listen, wherever superstars show up, that's who's going to win. So when you got Jamal Murray and the Joker acting crazy like they could, that's who wins. When you got James Harden and Kawhi Leonard acting crazy, the Clippers win. If you're asking me it ain't about more than proof, which was the question, because Mo's right. It ain't nothing about, the Clippers got 100 years worth of proving shit. They haven't won. So if you're asking who has more to prove, Denver just won a championship. They don't have shit to prove. I'm not saying that they don't want to win again, but anybody got something to prove, it's definitely the Clippers. But as far as the series is concerned, I wanted the Clippers to win this series in the beginning. But I can't get consistency, and I don't want to see non-consistency in the next round. What I do know is this: Joker's going to come to compete. Whether he has super-duper numbers or not, every night he's coming to compete. What you got to realize is this, right? And it is what it is. No pun intended. You got two superstars that's both from L.A. playing in L.A., talking about Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. They home. The Joker is from overseas. Jamal Murray's from Canada. They're more hungry. They want to go home too. They're not going home after the game. They're not going home after they win the series. They're not going home, period, from October to whenever their playoff life is over, period. They want to go home. So they got more to prove. To them, people like that, to me, when you come from overseas and you play as hard as the Joker plays, or you come from up north where Jamal Murray is played, and you want to go home, you don't want to go home empty-handed. So to me, who's more hungry? That's the real question, who's going to win this series. And to me, Denver's more hungry. They got home court advantage. Would I like to see the Clippers win? Yeah, but I ain't got time for no nights off next series, nigga. You know y'all playing next series, no nights off. If I can't get the Kawhi Leonard I got tonight, if I can't get 39-point Kawhi Leonard, if I can't get Houston James Rocket in L.A., I don't want to see y'all against Shea in them next round. I'd rather see Jamal Murray, the Joker, Aaron Gordon, Russell Westbrook, and them niggas, because they going to play hard. Not saying y'all don't, but some nights it just seems like y'all don't.
Like, you proved my point from earlier when I was talking about.
Go ahead, Mo.
No, you proved my point earlier. I said when people appreciate when guys actually play hard. Yeah, that's basically what you're saying. Like, it's so much inconsistency that guys kind of bring this criticism onto themselves. But I ask myself this, and I don't know how y'all feel about it. I be asking myself, like, do you get to this point from so much inconsistency during the season? Like, if you don't rev up and play that hard throughout the whole season, and those become your habits, like, can you actually turn it on in the playoffs to consistently do it? You know, after you develop these habits of, you play hard now and then you don't play hard, then you play hard now, then you don't play hard. And I don't know if this is like, a systematic problem where we get to this point that, these guys are playing inconsistent just because they do it all year. And if there's something structurally that the league can do, but you've kind of proved my point when I talked about in the first section that, when Detroit was playing New York, hard pause, that's like what fans become to appreciate. You don't want to see guys play inconsistent because it's horrible basketball.
Yeah, I think it all boils down to they didn't have Ben Simmons on the team this day. if you look at the roster, the coach decided not to put him on the team today, and they won. I'm looking at different stats, Mo. I'm looking at different stats. It's the people you got around, man. They take them
You
out of
lose the spirit.
off the team. Yeah, take that away from them, they start winning. I like this team, and I'm happy for the Clippers if they could get past them. But like Killer said, if they get against OKC with this each night out, they're not sure if they want to play. That's going to be a nightmare. And I think it shouldn't be this way because didn't they have low management? Why do niggas? Why is niggas still taking a night off? You've been off the whole season going in and out. Pause.
So just to clarify, you're blaming Ben Simmons for the losses the Clippers did have. That's the blame.
No, I'm just making a stat that people are not looking at. This is the first game I noticed that he wasn't on the team or wasn't on the floor or on the bench, and they won. You got to pay attention to that. They tell you that in Title Town. Watch who you win with and watch who you lose with. Who were you with when you won? Oh, Ben Simmons wasn't here. We won. I got to pay attention to that.
Okay, there's an argument to that too, but I'm just gonna move past that. So last episode,
wait, stat. If you with one of your girlfriends,
okay,
and you get kicked out, and you didn't even do nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get kicked out of your apartment, and then you get with another girl, and you get an upgrade. You don't pay attention to that?
No, I totally get where you're coming from, but they've also won games where Ben Simmons did have minutes, so that's the argument.
You're only as good as your last performance.
I'm just learning, from Titletown Summer School. I just have questions. I'm a student of the game. And sometimes I need clarification. So thank you, Professor. That's all I'm going to say.
Is that right, Killer? Is that right? You're only as good as your last game.
He ain't lying. That's definitely a slogan. Yeah. You're only good as your last game. What have you done for me lately? You ain't lying about that.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so last episode we talked about the altercation between Tyrese Halliburton's dad and Giannis on the court after the Pacers' Game 5 win. So Indiana's front office made a decision. They decided that John Halliburton should not attend the team's home or road games for an indefinite amount of time, meaning so when they continue on, they don't want him there. So Maurice, after hearing that, what's your thoughts on that decision?
This is just they just don't want the attention. That's the way I take it. When I hear it, I didn't know that they actually made a decision, but they just don't want the attention because, this is playoff basketball. People pay a lot of money for ad space. People pay for you to talk about the actual game, and just that altercation, anything that even sits in that realm of confrontation, distractions, or anything that brings an energy away from the actual game, I just don't think people want it. You don't want maybe another heckling fan who may be a Milwaukee fan to get in his face and it starts something else. And so the people who are making this decision are the people who are making these decisions are people who are typically scary and they're doing stuff that's more preventative. And so, I'm not to say if who was right and who was wrong. I seen the guy on social media give his explanation in regards to what he has said to Giannis. And I don't even know if I heard a rebuttal from Giannis, but plain and simple, man, it's the playoffs. They don't want to see that shit. Nigga, get it out of here. And that's the epitome of what I think it is.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mo. This is an interesting situation because why do people that are not in the game have so much passion as if they're in the game, right? So his dad is getting in Giannis' face. What if Giannis knock his dad out? Like, what kind of situation is that now? Somebody knock your dad out on national television. That could be really crazy. And Indiana has had enough problems with fans and fights. They don't need no more situation with fans and fights. So they're taking the right measure with not having them there. You got to control yourself, Dad. You're not in the game. This reminds me of Ja Morant pops, right? And shout out to Ja Morant, the whole Morant family. But sometimes people get involved as if they're playing the game and they're not, And he got to control himself. And I like the direction they're going in. But they won't be around too long. They get the Cavaliers next?
Yeah.
We won't have to worry about
Yeah.
this. He definitely better not try that in Cleveland because there's somebody in the stands that want to take on that problem for him. So he'll be in the right city for that. You gotta
All
chill
of it,
out,
nigga.
pops. You gotta chill out. Somebody knock your dad out on TV, it turns the whole playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, what I will say, I didn't know how they was gonna handle the situation, but this is consistency that I will say. I will say that the NBA is very consistent with this decision. I've seen people heckle players get kicked out of games and not ever been able to come back to another game. They hit you with ban for life for doing certain shit, or banned for 2-3 seasons, depending on what it is. But I've seen a few fans say they're not allowed in any NBA arena ever, not just Indiana. I see niggas get pushed to the point where they're not allowed in any NBA arena. So what I will say is that it's cool that the Pacers did this because I didn't think the Pacers would actually do it because Halliburton's their superstar. I thought the NBA would step in and say this is what it's going to be. But being a stat just read that the Pacers is handling, I think that's mature enough. I think the NBA said clean up your own mess. Don't have to make us get involved. Figure that out. But Mase is absolutely right. And it was a big debate, like a yelling argument on with my niggas, with Kenny Smith, Shaq, and Charles Barkley, where Shaq said it was all right what Halliburton father did, and Charles Barkley and even Ernie and Kenny Smith was like, this is not all right. You cannot do this.
Yeah.
This man, first of all, you're emotional. You just got bumped from the playoffs. Then you come walking towards me. I'm 6'11" of muscle, pause. Yo, bro, this is not a wise decision. Like Mase said, that shit could have been left if Giannis didn't hold his composure. I think that Giannis really did a great job holding his composure. But like what I said is, this is what I give the NBA credit for, Indiana Pacers credit for, is being consistent and holding them to accountable like a regular fan, because this is what they would do to a regular fan. And the fact that they said indefinite, that means there's no amount of games. See, that word indefinite is tricky because it could be a long time or it could be a short time. We don't know which one it is because they could sit there and be like, damn, we ain't see Tyrese Halliburton in a year and a half. But then you can see him in game 2 of the next round. Indefinite is tricky. I would prefer a better answer than indefinite because that leaves the door open for next week or next year.
Yeah, they're used to dealing with this. They had what's his name? Lance Stevenson, pause, blowing in niggas' ears. They used to all of these antics. And Indiana is the wrong city for black men to cut up, man. It's the wrong city, man. You gotta chill out. I would have liked to see Giannis, just lift his dad off his feet a little bit, Paul. Just
They don't want the problems out there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, if he would have grabbed him and just lift him up and put him down, chill out. Just, nothing too violent, just you're out your league, man.
Yeah. To you guys' point, maybe I don't know. I do think that what his dad did was wrong and that should never happen, because if it was anybody else, they would face a whole bunch of repercussions. But ban? I'm like, can he just not be on the court?
No, I'm with ban. Let me tell you something, man. Let's be totally honest with you.
Last year, you're getting soft.
I'm asking.
Look, let's be honest with you. And this is a reverse situation. Last year when the Milwaukee Bucks was there and Patrick Beverley threw a ball at a fan in the audience, they shipped him to Israel, all right? So if the shoes on the other foot is fucked up, oh, this nigga just threw a ball at a fan, This nigga just, yo, bro, you can't, niggas shipping niggas to Israel. We ain't see Pat in the NBA since that night. So the shoe on the other foot, you got, I'm not saying ship a nigga to Israel, ain't eating, of course that, but you can't do that. Mase is absolutely correct because it sounds funny what he's saying, but that shit could have went left with the wrong nigga. Look, let me tell you something. If that was, and I can't even think of one person. If that was, and I hate that, and I know we always go back.
Isaiah.
If that was
to Isaiah.
Anybody in the 90s, Pops would have been knocked the fuck out, bro. Straight like that. Walk up on Charles Barkley. Walk up on Rick Mahorn. Walk up on Charles Oakley. Walk up on Bill Lambert. Walk up on Anthony Mason. Walk up on any of these people like that, and it wouldn't have even been this conversation, yo. So, like I said, that's why I gave y'all a lot of credit. And I know you cannot walk up on anybody like that. You're in somebody's personal space at this point.
Yeah, that's a societal issue, though. You know, where social media just allow people to push boundaries. And I blame social media because that's the forum for the most disrespectful shit that you ever see and hear, and you just don't deal with direct consequence. You know what I mean? And his pops may be a victim of that. You know, thinking that the way that you yell inside of your chat or your 140 characters on X or the shit that you talk on Instagram, you know, I think all that stuff is a result of it. You know, plus Pops probably was smoking, drinking, doing whatever, but, you know, that nigga was out of his mind to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to lift him off his feet, man. You got to lift him off his feet.
Just like that.
Lift him off his feet and put him back down, pause, and then he'll recognize. I'm in over my head, pause.
Yeah, and if the nigga looking like me, I'm 6'11", all muscle, somebody that's fucking 5'11" come up to me talking crazy, I'm going to grab him by his ears, pause, and lift him up like that. On his head, pause.
Hand on the top of pause, nigga, head, pause. Yo, chill out, little nigga.
Okay, y'all. We are going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss these upcoming fights in New York. Don't go anywhere.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. My stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free.
Welcome back. So tonight, Rockets versus Warriors game 6. So let's get into our underdog picks. Underdog has Steph Curry at 25.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
My team, we got to go higher, Stat. For Titletown, we got to go higher. I'm just being consistent, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Stat is over it. She like,
I am.
She like, yep.
Like, if you're wearing Rockets red, but like today it's not Rockets red. Like, you know, it just changes.
Yeah. What we'll say is that little yellow and
star,
that's what it goes.
Or sun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm going higher too.
I'm glad you caught it.
Yeah, I'm going higher.
I'm glad y'all caught this sunshine.
Oh, we know. You know, repping Florida.
Yeah.
That's what that is too, right?
Yeah, it could be anything. Titletown on the move.
Right. Okay. Jimmy Butler's at 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Higher.
Yeah, we're going higher, especially, Dylan Brooks and ran his mouth is on now.
Okay. And Jalen Green's at 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
I'm going lower, pause. I'm going lower. I don't like the way
22.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
That's a shame that niggas is playing like that. Nigga had 38.5 double digits since.
Yeah.
Going lower too, though.
Okay. Mase, you're saying you don't like the way he's acting or you don't like the way he's playing, or both?
I think he got to paint his nails silver for the playoffs.
Okay.
Paint your nails silver and go crazy, you know?
Nah, paint them that shit. What's your shit? Bad Bunnies? What's your shit?
Funny bunny.
Funny Bunnies. Yeah, paint them that shit.
So just go. Might as well just go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, cause black ain't working for the playoffs, so you gotta go silver. You gotta go disco.
Not disco.
Why you just don't paint them Houston Rocket red?
Ooh.
Yeah.
The red fingernails.
paint
Red
them, man.
fingernails remind me of my grandmother and them. Like,
Mine too.
yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I a bitch better not touch me with red fingernails. I don't like that shit, yo. That shit just remind me of old people when like cougars and all that.
The red. I wasn't actually allowed to wear red nails growing up. My mom said it was too grown, so I've never did the red. It is definitely that type of.
That's
Yeah,
grandma.
he could go dark. He could go dark red. He could definitely go dark red. You know what I'm saying? He just got to switch it up because it's the playoffs. So when he look at his nails, if that give him energy, he could go like this and feel like he want to play. You know, well, that's what floats his boat.
Yo, Murder. What if they end up beating Golden State in this series and he going up to Draymond and be like, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely gonna get a nail polish deal. You know, he definitely get a nail polish.
Somebody got a nail polish?
Jared McCain with Sally Hansen. Yes.
It's too late. He ain't first.
Yeah, if they ain't holding up the shoe, they can hold up the nails. I don't know, y'all. It's a different time. Make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So Ryan Garcia is returning to the ring versus Rolly tonight, highlighting Times Square's first boxing event. The fight card also features Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez and Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barbosa. So Maurice, gonna let you go first. What's your thoughts on this being the first ever fight card held outside in Times Square in New York City? And are you excited to watch the matches?
Yeah, I'm a huge boxing fan. So anytime you got a big fight that comes on, I think I bought or buy every single fight that comes on. Huge fight fan. But I'm excited for it. You know, I liked all the pre-fight antics. I liked all the crazy talking between each other. I even like seeing Ryan and Devin back in the same space. You know, I was talking to my guy earlier when we were talking about this fight. I even like Crazy Rolly, you know, because Rolly is crazy. I like Rolly's chances just from, you know, him being in New York and the atmosphere that New York seems to bring, the bigger than life feeling for some of these guys when they fighting. You know, people love to fight in these grandiose environments. So I'm happy for all of it. Happy to I want to see how Devin, you know, comes back after this Ryan Garcia fight that he toppled away, and him wanting to put a better performance to show that he's a different fighter. And I'm pretty sure people want to see Ryan win to potentially both of these guys have great performances, so they can go ahead and run it back and try to get their second time to throw down. So I don't know. I'm excited about it. I'll be tuned in for it. And, you know, hopefully next week I'll give my recap if y'all don't do it prior to.
Yeah, this is a lot of great storylines in this entire weekend. But I'm gonna start with the part that most people are interested in, and that's to see how Devin Haney returns. I think he should return in a phenomenal way. He looked like he's in phenomenal shape. They brought on Shane Mosley Killer as a trainer, so I'm really interested to see how that improved his fighting style. And you know that's just one thing. He's fighting against a good fighter in Ramirez, and the tricky thing is that Ramirez has that dynamic left hook. So they picked a great fight for him to fight. This is definitely not a walkthrough. And then when you think of Ryan Garcia, that's another great fight. But I think this whole entire weekend, the person that stole the show is Teofimo. Teofimo is walking around in the old school wrestling mask and silver, talking crazy to everybody, contradicting what everybody got to say. So I'm really looking forward to the person he's fighting, because the person that he's fighting walked up to him, Killer, during the press conference or somewhere else and told him, let's let everybody else get out of the room and me and you fight. and it looked like he had something over Teofimo. I'm not gonna lie, but the one thing I wanna make clear: Turkey did not do nothing big. In New York, niggas been fighting in the middle of the street. This is not nothing new. So I don't think like they're like, yo, I've never seen people fight in the middle of the streets. You never been in New York. Niggas been fighting in the middle of the streets. But I'm interested to see how that's gonna work because, what if it get cold out there and you're boxing, with your shirt off? We're gonna see who really are street niggas. I think that's the only way to look at it.
I think Golden Boy is doing this, if I'm not mistaken. Who's promoting this fight? Yeah, I believe it's Golden Boy.
Ring Magazine.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Ring Magazine,
No, Oscar,
Golden Boy.
I seen Oscar doing that. Turkey got something to do with it too. I just think it's because
Probably.
I'm just saying because Oscar been bragging about it. What I will say is y'all made some great points about the fight, and I'll leave that up to you. What I'm hoping is that the weather's good. Because this is free outside. Niggas, I know niggas in the city, niggas that hit me, niggas just renting suites at the hotel so they can look down and see the fight from certain hotel rooms where they're gonna have to fight the ring at. Niggas is gonna go, look, it's free from what I'm understanding. I could be wrong, but I know it's outside. What I'm hoping is just weather-wise, everything goes good. I hope it ain't no rain. It doesn't rain. They got like a 45% chance to rain later tonight. I just hope it all goes well because if it doesn't, if it gets cold outside, if it starts to rain, if somebody throws a bottle in the ring, these are all excuses. This can happen. This can happen. You don't know what you get when you giving a free crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, nigga?
The wind blow dust in your eye. You couldn't see.
Yeah, this is all excuses for whoever loses to use if the weather doesn't go right. Like I said, all these are great excuses if shit doesn't go right. So I hope it's not a cold night. I hope it doesn't rain. I hope it's not breezy. I hope that New York City, all our niggas act right. And I'm not talking about my niggas, I'm talking about us as a community in New York City, act right. And this doesn't interfere in how the fight comes out. That's all I'm wishing for so far.
Yeah, good points. It will be interesting.
Yeah, and they say it's only 300 seats around the ring. So that's really interesting to see who's going to be sitting in those 300 seats. And you forget throwing bottles. What if a nigga gets shot in a boxing match? This is New York. You can't put nothing. God forbid,
Which we hope doesn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's New York. Anytime niggas fighting in the middle of the streets, anything can happen.
And not only that, let me tell you something, man. And also, too, Devin Haney's supposed to come on the show next week. We spoke to his people. He said he wants to come here immediately after the fight. So hopefully I have some information on what day he'll be here again next week. But to Mace's point, listen, let me tell you something, right? I told y'all about it before. I wanted to fight Bernard Hopkins like 10 years, maybe 12 years ago. And I was telling my niggas, and they like, yo, Cam, you're bugging fighting Bernard Hopkins. I said, I got my strategy. I'm a jab. I'm staying outside this, that. They say, yo, bro, you know if shit going left, we running in the ring. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you. I'm like, it said, yo, niggas was like, yo, I'm just telling you, bro, you wilding out. If this shit ends up happening, if shit going left and you look like you in trouble, we running in the ring. See, a female is from New York, man. Like, you don't know what the potential of nobody got. This is what I'm saying. I hope they got this. I hope they got this right. That's all I can wish is that I hope they got this thing right, man. It's a lot of variables to make this shit go the wrong way, man.
Okay, so
that's 100% the truth. And thinking about that is just Nate Jones is actually training with Devin Haney too. So it looked like he added a lot of new firepower to his team. Really interesting to see how this goes.
For sure. Okay, so last thing before we wrap. So the Eagles were invited to visit the White House after their Super Bowl win, as all teams are to be honored. Eagles players Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and others didn't attend due to scheduling conflicts. Saquon Barkley did attend, but faced backlash. He has since tweeted, LOL, some people are really upset because I played golf and flew to the White House with the president. Maybe I just respect the office. Not a hard concept to understand. Just golf with Obama not too long ago and look forward to finishing my round with Trump. Maurice, what's your thoughts on the situation and basically Saquon having to defend himself via social media?
Yeah, he would just he could have answered it another way, and I'm pretty sure we've all done that. And you answer something one way when somebody asks you, but at the end of the day, what he really want to tell us everybody is that y'all don't have shit going on or the same shit I have going on, and being with the situation I'm in, a Super Bowl running back, and I'm being celebrated. All this stuff comes with the territory, and depending on what you're trying to get accomplished and how you're looking to move forward, you may do things that may seem unpopular to other people, but it fits your agenda. And I think you can just pretty much put that on anybody. Whatever you have personally going on is going to make sense with who you align yourself with, who you want to do business with. We hate to say it, but sometimes the more money you make, you end up in more conservative rooms. So his handlers, his crew, his agent, his manager, his whole infrastructure may be all Republicans. You know what I'm saying? And he may have personal feelings, or his family may have personal feelings towards Republicans, or, just this, this skew look. And he just like, hey man, I'm going to get everything I'm supposed to be getting from this game, and me going to associate with Trump shouldn't be a big deal. But sometimes when the people who don't have the same thing to lose and they offer that criticism, you have to remember that we all function from our different vantage points, and it's typically on what do you have to lose or what you're trying to get accomplished. And so if guys want to go, they go. If they don't, they don't. But I think people make this stuff more than what it is. Like, if you don't go see Trump, he don't give a fuck. I mean? I think niggas be thinking their opinions really matter. But, when you start to get around people with large sums of money and large sums of power, like, you start to realize how insignificant a lot of people are. And a lot of niggas just be talking just to talk, so.
Yeah, I think people be taking the politics way too far. A nigga be mad at Trump but smoke weed in front of his children. I don't get it. It don't make sense to me. Like, okay, you for black people, but you keep guns around children. I don't get it. I wouldn't be a good guy to talk to, because all of it doesn't make sense to me.
I'm more confused. Are we fucking with Trump or not as black people? When he giving out the PPP, everybody like, Trump is that nigga, man. I fuck with Trump. He loved Trump when the PPP was out. Ain't been no PPP for a minute. Now motherfucking black niggas is mad again. That's what I'm saying.
Niggas
like, we can't
niggas
win
want
it.
the second round.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Niggas want the second round.
Now nigga mad at Saquon for going to the White House. Everybody who was at the White House, it was cool when he freed Kodak Black. It's free when Lil Wayne got pardoned. Nigga was a real nigga when niggas started pardoning all them niggas and all that shit. PPP was out. Trump was the best nigga in the world, nigga. Nobody was better than Trump. Niggas talking about they gonna get the Trump sneakers. Shit was whack, $700 gold joints. Niggas was running to go get the Trump sneakers. Shit got, shit, he been in the office 4 months, shit slow. They like, no checks? Nigga ain't said nothing yet. Been 4 months, fuck we doing? Niggas said, nah, I usually take them a year. I don't know, man. With black people, 1 minute we fucking with them, 1 minute we not. And I know this, Philly is a democratic city. Not just a democratic city, it's real black. Philly is real black. A lot of Muslims, shout out to my Muslim brothers out there in Philadelphia. It's a real black city. So I don't know if Philly mad or whoever ain't mad. But what I'm saying is, I don't know what time niggas could be cool with Trump and what time they can't. Because niggas be cool with Trump when it's convenient for them. When PPP was going on, I was getting jealous. I couldn't get down with it. I'm like, how I get down with PPP? Niggas got fucking 7 Lamborghini trucks in front of the projects. Yeah. I drove past Lincoln Projects, for those that don't know. That's in Harlem. It's pretty tough projects over there. 7 Lamborghini trucks. I'm going down to FDR 132nd. 7 Lamborghini trucks back to back. Niggas getting custom jewelry all type of shit. Nah, fuck with Trump. What did Obama ever do for us? No. Then when Biden came in, niggas talk about, yo, this nigga fucking up shit. I want Trump back, this, that, and the thing. Look, I don't know what year we could be cool with Trump and what year we not. I don't know. Whatever Saquon, do what the fuck you want, because I don't know the rules on when you could be cool with Trump. I have no idea.
And that's
100% right.
Yeah.
That's 100% right. Trump put a lot of money in the hood, man. I don't know how niggas feel about that, but Trump.
I'm not jacking that neither. He was just the right president at the right time when a crisis happened. So that's another thing. Niggas be thinking like, yo, nah, Trump looked out. Trump ain't going in his bank account. Trump went in the fucking treasury or whatever the fuck they got up there in the Wales and spent that money. But because he was the president, niggas like, nah, Trump looked out. Now he did what he's supposed to do. He was the president in the middle of a crisis. I'm pretty sure. See, that's what I'm trying to say, Murder. Not you. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
Other niggas would sit there if COVID hit and Barack was saying, nah, Barack wouldn't have gave us what Trump gave us. How much did Trump really get niggas? He gave niggas about 1,200 a couple times, and everything else niggas was scamming. That's basically it. Niggas start scamming. Niggas had businesses. Niggas had all type of shit.
You're right, Killer.
Yeah.
You're right. He didn't veto it though. He didn't veto it. He could have put his vote in and said, you know, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, true.
You know, Obama said, you know, I don't want to make it look like I'm just helping black people. He would have not did it, you know. That PPP helped out a lot, you know.
Niggas couldn't go to work.
Time I was jealous of street niggas.
Yeah, shit was wild. They was up.
Maurice, did you have one more pointer?
Nah, I was just gonna make the point that everybody was running routes. It just wasn't niggas.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
The route running was out of control. So what we gonna keep this open for everybody. And if you a coyote, you know, you're gonna coyote. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact.
True.
Mo, but this is the closest we ever got to reparations though. You gotta pay attention to that. As close as we ever got to reparations. We didn't get there with Jesse. We didn't get there with Al Sharpton. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get there with Clinton, Reagan. Reagan was a good president. You know. And this is, if it happened on your watch, they give you the credit. You know what I'm saying? If it happened on your watch,
hold on.
we know that.
Stat looked like she got something to say about this. What you gotta say about
I didn't have to say anything. I was just gonna say.
What's your take on it?
My
I
take?
was triggering.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to know Stat's take.
Yeah, of course y'all do. I just think that there's Republicans, there's Democrats, and there's Trump supporters. Do what you want. Associate yourself with who you want to associate yourself with. Did he help certain people at certain times? Yes. Is he also not helping people at certain times? That is also true. I'm going to say what Mase says. Two things can be right at the same time. So do what y'all want with that information.
You was making face on the reparation.
Because,
reparation.
that was not reparation. It's like nowhere close to it. But I'm going to let you say what you got to say, Mase.
Yes.
This is your summer school, not mine. I'm just here to listen.
Yeah. Stat, like Drake said, niggas never loved us, man.
No comment. Well, that is all the time that we have for today, Maurice. You know, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Always.
Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.